Hi there everyone, Dr. Lynch here, and I'm making a short video to teach you how to use your hypothesis annotation tool in our Open Othello website as we engage with Shakespeare's Othello for the next few weeks. So I have in Blackboard linked you this version of Othello, which is the Oxford Shakespeare's edition of Othello. That comes to you, it's included in your RCC tuition and fees through the EBSCO eBooks site. And so this is a great edition. This edition has all kinds of notes that will help you read the text. It has a lengthy introduction. You can look at that here. But you know, it's not annotatable. We can't use the hypothesis tool in this text. And so what I'm asking you to do is to keep this particular version of the text open in one tab, and then in another tab, keep this version of the text open. And I've shared the link with you in an email and on a Blackboard announcement. Now this is our version of Othello that's been annotated only by RCC students. What you'll see here is if we look, there's 635 annotations here, and I've got my cursor in the upper right-hand corner here where hypothesis is. And there's lots of students in the past, students like you from English 104 and some students from English 102, who have annotated this text. And you can always see their annotations by clicking on the highlighted sections of the text and reading what they are. And some of them will be useful to you and some of them probably won't be, but you can always do that. So this is the version we'll be annotating. Now what you'll see here is that hypothesis is in my upper right hand corner, and if I click on it and I activate it, it turns kind of a dark color, like a black color. When I click on this little arrow here, also in the upper right, my hypothesis annotation pane is launched. It sort of comes out into the web page. And you'll see here that right now we're looking at all the annotations that are public, okay? And I've clicked on this one. I want to show all. So there's a whole bunch of public annotations. What I'd like to do though is I would rather just look at the annotations for English 104, right? For the group that I've invited you to. And right now there aren't any yet because I haven't yet invited you. But in this particular case, you'll see how I can switch between public and the group. And what I'd like you to do is, you know, create annotations in either. It doesn't matter to me. You know, if you want your annotations to only be seen by our class, then you can put them in the group. Otherwise, you can make them public annotations. It does not matter to me personally. I'll be able to find your annotations regardless, but you know, that's up to you. Okay, so for example, if you have a question then about you know, this line, were I the Moor, I would not be Iago. It's an interesting line. You would then highlight that line. You would mouse over that line, right? And then you have a chance to highlight it for yourself, but more importantly, to annotate it. Okay, and you'll see here when I click annotate, I can type in this little box, and it says that I'm only annotating for this group. If I had changed my settings to public up here, I'd be annotating publicly. Again, it does not matter to me whether you annotate only for our class or for the public environment. You may be asking, why should I do this at all? It just seems like one more thing you're asking me to do, Dr. Lynch. And yes, that is true, but why you should do it is that it's going to be a part of your paper grade for this project. When we do an Othello paper, part of your grade will be that you have done these annotations. Okay, so it is important that you do them. It's also a good thing to annotate any text. That's how you read it well. And finally, it is the kind of thing that you can use when you're writing your paper, right? Because if you've highlighted and you've annotated well, 3 annotations per act is the minimum. You can do much more than that. Then you will be able to use those annotations to help you write your paper. And that's really exciting. You can also talk to each other through hypothesis and bounce ideas off each other. That's why it's a social annotation tool. So, you know, that's really the basics of what we're doing here with hypothesis. I'll demonstrate this in class on Thursday. I hope this has been helpful, and I'm happy to clear up any confusion. Thanks, everybody.